when love is stronger.
Call to order. Okay. Grace, please read the statement.
Welcome to the public meeting of December 17th, 2025 of the Township of Washington Planning Board. Adequate notice of the meeting was given in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act by the Board Secretary to at least two newspapers on January 3rd, 2025, and this meeting has been posted on the Township Bulletin Board, electronic message board, WCTV, and on the Township website.
Thank you, Grace. Salute to the flag. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Grace, roll call.
Mr. Carroll,
Here.
Mr. Murphy,
Here.
Mr. Polito,
Here.
Mr. Toole,
Here.
Mr. Toro,
Here.
Mr. Wojciechowski is absent, Councilman Ullman,
Here.
Mayor Calamari,
Here.
and Chairman Sabino.
Here.
Let the record reflect also in attendance are Attorney Lou Lamatina, Engineer Paul Azalina, and Board Secretary Grace Cage.
Thank you, Grace. Please read the public portion.
To participate in the general public portion of the meeting, please click the link below to join the webinar. You'll be asked to state your name for the record, and we ask that only one person speak at a time. This public comment portion is only for non-agenda items. Time is set aside later in the meeting to address questions or comments about current agenda items. If you are participating by phone, press *9 to raise your hand and *6 to unmute. At the end of the general public portion, no further general questions or comments will be accepted.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to open the public portion?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Is there anyone in the audience that would like to make a comment to the planning board on topics other than what's on the agenda for this evening? Anyone in the audience? Anyone on video?
Sorry. No, there's no hands raised.
Okay. No topics to discuss. Motion to close the public portion.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, first order of new business is the application of Charles Messina for a minor subdivision of 44 Pascack Road, block 3501, lots 18 and 19. Is the applicant here?
Yes, represented by an attorney.
Excuse me, Chairman,
Counsel.
Yes.
I have to recuse myself from this application. My townhouse community is right across the street, and although my unit is not within the 200, I am a board member of the association, so I'll be recusing myself for those reasons.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, can you step down from the?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Be nice to see it from that side for a change.
Yeah, exactly. Great. Counselor?
Good evening. My name is Gary Zalarick. I'm the law firm with Samaro and Zalarick out of Garfield. Tonight's application is for a property owned by Charles Messina. The property is located at 44 Pascack Road. As indicated, it is block 3501, and currently it goes by two lots, 18 and 19, which are considered one lot. The square footage of the lot is 1.272 acres, or 50,310 square feet. So the lot is located in an AA zone. Basically, there's an existing one-family house on the property. The applicant's intention is to obtain a subdivision to create two lots, one consisting of the lot with the structure on it, and one being a conforming lot with no structure. Tonight, we have testimony from Harry Tuval of the engineering plans that have been submitted. If there's no questions on the application, I would like to move to the testimony of Harry Tuval.
Thank you.
We just want to move this over here. Is that okay?
Like, or under here,
Oh,
kind of like here.
Oh, okay.
Maybe just angle it like that.
No problem.
So before you start your testimony, can you please give the board your credentials?
Sure.
Oh.
Let's swear you in first. Can you raise your right hand? Repeat after me. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Credentials?
Okay, my name is Harry Tuvel, Tuvel, and I'm a licensed professional engineer and planner in the state of New Jersey. Been licensed for over 40 years as an engineer and over about 35 years as a planner. I have appeared before, it's been a while, but I have appeared before this board in the past.
Okay, thank
And
you.
I've testified in Bergen, Hudson, and Passaic counties over the course of my career.
Great, thank you. Board members, any questions? None? Your credentials are accepted. Thank you.
I'd offer Mr. Duval as an expert in civil engineering.
Great.
Mr. Duval, tonight we are going to be presenting an application for the subdivision of 44 Pascack Road. We're going to be using plans that have been drafted by GB Engineering. Are you familiar with those plans?
Yes, I am.
For the purpose of identification, what is the date of the original plan, and if there was any revisions of that plan?
Yes, the original date of the plan is April 7th. I just mounted the most recent plan, which you all should have a copy of. This is just mounted for presentation this evening. The original date is April 7th, 25, and there have been two revisions, the most recent revision of which is October 17th.
And tonight's testimony is going to be based upon the second revision plan of October 17, 2025. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Would you take the time to show the board or explain to the board the entire lot and the structure that currently is located on the lot?
Okay, so as was indicated by council, this is a 1.27 acre lot, and the proposal is to divide it into two approximately 25,000 square foot lots. The northernmost lot has an existing house and a couple of accessory buildings which are to remain. The southernmost lot, and the frontage, of course, is along Pascack Road. The lot proposes, even though it's currently indicated on the tax maps as two lots, this is sort of to reestablish the fact that it's a subdivided lot, because as the Azzolina report indicated, it seems that whether these are two lots hasn't been totally clear. So the purpose of this subdivision is to establish that this is going to be a valid subdivision. So the newly created lot will be fully conforming with 100-foot frontage, and all of the proposed setbacks will be complied with for the proposed future residence to be built on this lot. The existing lot, the subdivision creates a lot frontage variance, which is essentially it's supposed to be 100 feet, but it's actually turns out, because of the slightly irregular shape of the lot, it turns out to be 99.74. So it's 0.26 feet short. So that's a de minimis variance. And the other variance that's created by the subdivision is a side yard variance for the new subdivision line, which is 7.89 feet, where 15 feet is required. But I would point out that this house is not centered on that lot, and the other side of the lot is over 30 feet, is exactly 35 feet. So the combined side yards are about 43 feet, where the required side yards on both sides is 15 each, so that's 30. So the side yards actually requirement is actually exceeded for the combined side yards. So this comes down to basically being a C2, as they call it, a C2 flexible or soft variance, where the board basically weighs the balance of the existing, of the variances of the nonconformity with the extent of any negative impact. And I would certainly submit that the minimus lot frontage and even the side yard do not rise to any substantial negative impact, and having basically a largely conforming lot being put into use is a good planning alternative for this site. And that's basically the whole story.
So just to sum it up quickly, the newly created lot would be conforming on every application, correct?
That's correct.
And then the lot that we would be, with the existing structure, would only require the two variances. One of them, the de minimis 99.74 versus the 100-foot frontage, and the other one being 7 and change on the side yard when 15 is required. But the combined side yards do exceed what is required.
That's correct. And I hope I said that.
I have no further questions of Mr. Tuval with respect to the application.
Just one question. Can you just confirm the overall size? I believe it was initially stated as 1.15, and that's what's in the document. And I believe Mr. Tuval mentioned 1.27?
Okay, because there is a county in issue, not really issue, there's a county matter with regard to the measurement of that they require a dedication of a small sliver of land along the frontage on County Road, and that's the difference between the we are proposing, and this will be submitted to the county, a 4-foot wide dedication for road widening purposes, which may or may not ever happen.
If that was your question, if your question was what will be the square footage and acreage of each lot, I think I can answer that.
No, I guess the entire tract, 0.6 on the application. Again, I'm just trying to reconcile the testimony to what was written. So 50,310 square feet or 1.155, and then the testimony was 1.2 and change, so.
Well, the 1.27 is indicated in the letter from Azalina, is measured to the center line of Pascack Road. So that's not really the property that's owned.
So
Mr. Chairman, if I may,
Yeah, please.
right. So this is an older property, and back in the day, property descriptions ran to the center of the road. So this Pascack Road is a county road. So there are center line maps that define with meets and bounds the exact locations of those center lines. So this is a matter that I discussed with Eric Timsack at the county. So he provided me with some information that I forwarded to Tom Stearns. So that is the reason for the difference in areas. So the plan as presented depicts an easement, a 4-foot wide easement, which that easement area is included in the lot area. That is not taken from the applicant. But there is perhaps a dedication of lands that would lie between the existing edge of pavement and the right-of-way line. So that area may actually be formally conveyed to the county by way of outright dedication. So this is a matter for the county more so than this board. So if the board were to approve the application, it would be subject to any condition established by the county, but I do believe that this map accurately depicts most likely what will be the scenario where they require that 4-foot wide easement such that the right-of-way is established at 33 feet from the center line. And then the right-of-way will be 25 feet from the center line.
So the 1.1 and the 1.2 are essentially both correct. It's
Yes.
just how you look at it.
Correct.
What lens you're looking at it.
Yes.
Okay.
As it exists today and as it will exist in the future should both the county as well as this board approve the application for minor subdivision.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Counselor, any further testimony?
I have nothing further.
Great, thank you. Mr. Azzalina, would you like to go through your report and let's discuss any items which have not been discussed by communicated by the council?
Yes. So I'll go through the report briefly. First page describes the submittals. Second page is the structure, the property as it exists today. Several outbuildings on the lot 1801, which all shown to remain. The plans were revised to indicate that the original submittals did not say whether they were staying or going. Plans now indicate all the structures are to remain. Recommend that the plans be revised to provide a expand the zoning table to indicate the requirements for accessory structures, accessory buildings. So that will be added to the plan in the future. They're all free and clear of any required setbacks, so that's not an issue. It's just a kind of a housekeeping issue. I agree with the description of the proposal as presented by Mr. Tuvell. Subdivision is classified as a minor subdivision. Zoning aspects are on page 4 of 9. Once again, I agree with Mr. Tuvell as far as the two variances there that are required with the frontage and the setback, what will be a side yard setback for the existing dwelling to remain. So one thing you'll note is that the setbacks setback lines are not properly labeled on the plan. That's also another revision that needs to be made to the plan. As indicated on page 4 of 9, there is some question as to whether two lots exist here or not. They are shown that way on the tax map, but in the historical data that I saw, I didn't see anything indicating that they were two lots, just somehow they appeared. So I agree with the proposal to formally create the two lots, and that will happen if the board approves the application. Page 5 of 9 regarding the subdivision review comments. There are existing building sewers for the both lots. So it was anticipated that the vacant lot would be developed at some point in time. So there actually is a stub to the main and Pascack Road. So when and if that lot is developed, there'll be no need to dig up Pascack Road. They can make the connection to the existing cleanout. The sewer for the existing home may extend onto the other property. So the recommendation, the requirement is that they video inspect that sewer to determine where it is, and then if it needs to be relocated, that it will be relocated to be wholly situated on proposed lot 1801. So that is comment A. Comment B, there is an existing gravel driveway. The county, when they see the application, would have required that a turnaround be provided, which this plan already provides that. So that was one revision that was made. There is an existing above-ground storage tank on the south side of the existing dwelling. The assumption is that it's a heating oil tank. Question is that to remain?
Yes, Sean. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Regarding the trees, there are trees on the site, but there is no development proposed, so I do not take exception with them not depicting them on the plan, but the applicant is advised that, when and if these properties are developed, that would be necessary for any future addition of the plan. Mr. Tuvell, I assume you're requesting a de minimis exception for the construction of sidewalks along this side of Pascack Road?
Yeah.
So the board would need to make a decision on that. There are no sidewalks on this side of Pascack Road. There's kind of a discontinued network of sidewalks on the other side of Pascack Road, but there are no sidewalks north or south of the subject property. So there are a number of approvals that would be required should the board grant its approval. Plans should be reviewed by the police department, fire department, ambulance corps, tax assessor as to the acceptability of the lot numbering, and then my office once the plans are revised. And some other minor comments are set forth in Appendix A, which many of which we've already discussed, which are cleaning up the plans a little bit. I would assume the applicant is agreeable to making those revisions.
Yes, the applicant is.
Thank you. That would conclude my report, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Dazzolina. My only question is, should this application be approved tonight, the applicant would still have to come before this board for site approval, correct? Site plan
If
approval?
they were to build houses that required more than 400 cubic yards of soil, there would be a major soil permit for that. But single-family dwellings are not required unless somehow the board tied any future development into this application and required that they come back for but the plans as presented do not depict any proposed development at this time. So I don't know if that's appropriate or not to tie up to a future application.
Thank you. Then council, just one point before I ask my fellow board members if they have any comments is this town is very stringent when it comes to trees, taking down good trees. So I want to ensure that your client understands that there are no trees be taken down as part of this application.
They would understand if there's going to be any development, plans would be submitted to the building department. They would go through, I'm sure they're going to require location of the trees, and if anything comes down, I assume they would flag them and say, you're allowed 2 trees, you're trying to go down 7 trees, you got to get board permission. And then they would have to come back here to get permission.
Perfect.
Right now, we're just doing a subdivision, there's no development at all planned.
Okay, thank you. Fellow board members, any questions concerning this application?
A couple questions, Mr. Chairman.
Please.
Mr. Azzolina, you said that there was a turnaround for the existing gravel driveway?
They're not currently a turnaround, but there's a proposed gravel turnaround shown on lot 1801.
Okay, proposed. Got it.
Proposed, yes.
Okay. And for the applicant, just out of curiosity, are you looking to develop lot 1901 in the future?
The applicant is looking to develop it, yes.
Okay.
This application was in front of the zoning board, which was much more intense
Right.
density. As a result of the outlash, everybody wanted to see 2 single-family homes. This is a start to get 2 single-family homes.
Okay.
The one lot will be all conforming,
Mhm.
and then the other lot will be non-conforming by a de minimis 99.74 as opposed to 100 feet.
Okay.
So I do believe in the near future, there's going to be a proposal for development on the existing lot. I'm sorry, the conforming lot.
Conforming.
And
lot,
then, once that is developed and I believe sold, then there may be an application to demolish the existing structure plus the barn and develop a similar house on that lot, but that would need to come in front of the board because we need a front yard variance.
So in both cases, you feel that there will be single-family homes on these 2 lots in the
I believe
future?
that's the only thing that's permitted,
Okay.
unless they come in from and get a variance. But as of right now, it's 2 single-family. It will be 2 single-family lots, one with an existing structure
Yep.
and one, if the development happens, a new construction.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Is there any- Mr.
Yes,
Murphy?
Mr. Chairman, yes, thank you. Paul, on the side setback of the 7.89, are we looking at that as technically something pre-existing, even though it wasn't a subdivided lot?
Exactly. It's a very gray area in that lot line separating lot 18 and 19 may or may not exist. So you could look at it as a pre-existing non-conforming condition, or, I think more conservatively, that is a created variance condition. With
Okay, and then the other question I
creation of
have,
that lot line.
for you, Paul, is the difference between what's in your report of the 99.9 and the 99.97. Your report is 99.9 for the frontage?
Yeah, I'm going to say that's a typo on my part.
Okay, thank you. Based on what was just said, Mr. Chairman, I don't know if we can put it in, so this is more of a question. If that existing lot does get redeveloped, can we put in the resolution or approval that we're closer to the 15 feet than the 8 feet that we're depicting on this side lot? Or is that not something we can do at this point, Mr. Lamontina?
I'm not following for the new lot.
The existing lot.
The existing lot right now is showing 7.89.
Right.
So now, based on what was just said, that there could be a future development of that lot, that would then give the opportunity to be completely conforming at that point at 15 on each side. Is that something that can be put in?
I don't see why not. That's what the condition of approval would be. Then in the event of demolition, well, then you can't hold, they can still ask for variance then. I mean, you could say that.
Oh, it'd still be a variance at that point because it's
They would,
existing.
yeah, they come back and ask for, if they didn't want to have a 15-foot side yard, they'd come in for variance. So I don't think we can tell them now
Okay.
that, they
All right,
can't
thank
do
you.
that. They may make it conforming, we don't know.
Gotcha. Thank
It's
you.
way in the future.
Okay, any further questions?
Are we, by granting this or approving this, are we giving them, for lack of a better term, a pass on that? So I understand the existing house is non-conforming the side yard. And I mean, I accept that as part of this application. Should they wish to redevelop without demolition, full demolition, could that side yard, that non-conforming side yard remain? If they wanted to expand the existing footprint or redevelop the house without a complete demolition, would that side yard be allowed to continue as a pre-existing condition?
Yes. If they don't demolish,
Okay.
if they're just using the same footprint, sure, they can expand on it. Only if they knock it down, I think they got to come back for a variance if it's going to violate the side yard.
Okay.
Good.
So hold on, which side yard is it going to violate, the 15-foot or the new 7.89-foot?
If
If they demolish, if they do a full demolition.
Then they're going to probably move it over, I would think. It would make sense. I don't want to speak to the applicant, but if you're demolishing, why not just move it over 8 feet and make it conforming? They don't have to, but that would make some sense.
They don't have to.
If the existing structure gets demolished, there'd be no reason why he wouldn't comply with the 15-yard setback. He'd have to come before this board anyway because it doesn't have 100 front. So when he submits the application to demolish and come back before the board because he's building on a lot that's 99.74, he would need the board's permission. And at that point, he will designate where the setbacks are, the front, the sides, and the rear. So it's behoove him not to make it 15, so that would not be the problem. The only problem would be, would the board grant him to put a single-family house on a lot that's 99.74 as opposed to 100? That would be the application. He wouldn't be able to get a building permit.
And the variance is tied to the property or to the structure?
So right now it's tied to the structure, I would say. So again, he knocks it down,
Yeah,
then all bets are off.
okay.
And you look at it, as council said, it will probably be conforming. If not, if he wants a variance, we would address it. They have to come back and be demolished, or ordinance
Correct.
requires.
Yeah, 50%.
Yeah. So they're before the board anyway, no matter if they demolish.
Okay.
And at that point, you can certainly say no variance on the side. But here, you really can't, I mean, we're subdividing.
Right,
I'm not
right.
going to deny it.
Yeah, here I understand.
Okay, for a motion to open the public portion,
Motion. Second.
all in favor? Aye. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to address this planning board on this application? No one? Anyone on video? Okay. Do I have a motion to close the public portion?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Counselor, any further comments before?
No, I don't have a closing. I'll submit on what the testimony of Mr. Duval is, that's all.
Okay, thank you. So then, do I have a motion to approve this application?
I'll make a
Subject to-
motion.
I'm sorry,
I'm
subject
sorry.
to the condition required by the county.
I'll make a motion, Mr.
I'll second.
And then that's with the no sidewalks, correct?
Correct. Grace?
Mr. Carroll,
Yes.
Mr. Murphy,
Yes.
Mr. Polito,
Yes.
Mr. Toole,
Yes.
Mr. Toro,
Yes.
Councilman Ullman,
Yes.
Chairman Spino.
Yes.
Thank
The
you.
application is approved.
Everybody have a nice holiday.
You too.
Well, thank you.
Okay,
I'm not going to charge you for the.
on to our next.
You could run the table, yeah.
No.
It's not as much of a.
Right.
Did I even zone down? Yeah.
I would pay you
I wish it was my
Six are on top of it. Two are on with, these two are on giving you the.
Counselor, just let me know when you're ready.
Sure, I'm ready.
Okay.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. For the record, my name is James D'Elia from the law firm of Wells, Jaworski, Lehman, and Paramus, here tonight on behalf of
Chairman.
Washington
Oh.
State.
We
I'm
just have
sorry.
some side chatter there.
Excuse me.
Gentlemen, please.
Sorry about that, Counselor.
Thank you. 89 Gorga Place. We're here for soil approval tonight. I have one witness who's sitting to my left. His name is Tyler Vanderbilt. He's a licensed engineer. I'd like to get him up and get started if you have any questions.
You raise your right hand and repeat after me. Tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. I hope you got it.
Yes, I do.
Can you please give us a brief description of the credentials?
Sure. Tyler Vanderbalk, Civilized Engineering, 6 Jones Drive, Montville, New Jersey, licensed professional engineer in the state of New Jersey. License is current and in good standing. I believe I've been before the planning board here. I was before the Board of Adjustment last year for 2 different applications. But besides that, I testify throughout New Jersey on a regular basis.
Great.
Bachelor's degree in civil engineering from NJIT.
Thank you. Did the board accept,
Yes.
please continue.
Thank you.
Tyler, if you would, you have a plan over to your left. Please describe that plan.
Sure, this is the same plan that you should have on the dais there. Originally, July 31st of this year, last revised October 28th, consisting of 3 sheets.
And what are they?
Okay, so what we've prepared here is a lot grading plan for the development of a single-family home. The initial sheet has all the layout, zoning, grading. The second sheet is for our soil movement calculations, construction details, and drainage calculations. And the final sheet of the set is a soil erosion and sediment control plan.
So we're on your first page, you have a zoning legend. We're completely conforming on zoning. Is that correct?
That's correct. We're in the Class AAA district. We're not seeking any variances or deviation from the requirements of the zone.
Okay, so we're strictly here for soil movement, and can you tell us what we propose with respect to that?
Sure. So the site today, this is a recently approved subdivision within the last handful of years. We have a number of vacant lots here around the newly constructed road. We are located on the east side of the Gorga Place extension, almost near the end of the street there, near the cul-de-sac. The existing property grades upwards as we move east from the street to a high point, probably about a fifth of the way into the lot before it drops back down towards the rear. So the application of soil movement largely has to do with excavation for the new basement for the home. And then also we're excavating this knob that I spoke of as we come up before we go back down, so that we just have a straight down slope towards the street from the front of the house. And then with the grade change, we'll have a walkout basement as we step onto the rear. The results of those calculations is a total soil export off the site of 1,740 cubic yards. This is taking into account the fill behind the house for the patio and swimming pool, the excavation in the front of the house, as well as the excavation for the basement and foundation and the stormwater system.
And there are going to be retaining walls as well. Can you describe those in more detail, please?
That's correct. So we will have retaining walls both to the north and south sides, mainly within the front yard. And again, that's to accomplish the excavation of that knob that's sitting closer to the street than the house. And then in addition, we'll have a tiered retaining wall around the rear to support the patio area and swimming pool.
So all in all, our total cut is 2,922 cubic yards. Is that correct?
That is correct.
The total fill is 1,182 cubic yards. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So that leaves us a net export of 1,740 cubic yards.
Yes.
And you have reviewed the report of Mr. Azzolina dated as of December 16th.
Yes, I have.
Correct? And let's just go through it. But there's nothing in here that you cannot address. Is that fair to say? We can agree with all his comments?
I think there were two open items. Everything else I think was satisfactory. The one item there was questions in regard to the size of the drainage system. I did investigate that question, and Mr. Azzolina is correct. We haven't taken into account the full amount of collected runoff area. So we do anticipate to be increasing either the size of those pits or the number of pits, which shouldn't be an issue in the backyard here. The other open question, I believe, is the possibility of a guide rail or a guardrail along this retaining wall on the southerly side. I continue to hold that the property to the south is actually higher. This is a retaining wall that, as you back out of the driveway, will rise from the driveway, not drop from the driveway. So there's no ability to fall off. You back simply into the wall. So I don't believe that's necessary there, but Paul can clarify if he needs to.
All right, just export, where will that go?
So we did provide a map in the submission of how the soil would get out to Route 17 to some to be determined location. The reality is that other of these lots are being developed. In fact, 5.03, which is just to the northwest, we have an application waiting to be deemed complete at the moment, and that calls for fill, more fill than is export on this site. So the reality is, and the developer's the same for both. This soil is just going to go to that lot, is the reality.
So not a lot of truck traffic involved off-site.
It will just be right in this new development. That's correct.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Great. Thank you, Counselor. Any questions from planning board members?
So my only question, you mentioned that there's a developer, this developer is actually working on another property. How do these all integrate? I guess, do we need to take a holistic view of that entire area, or are we limited to just looking at this application? We're putting in retaining walls, we're creating different levels on the property. Is that creating problems for the adjoining lots that may or may not be addressed because they're not being represented here, or they're not part of the same developer or development.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that is within our purview, or do we have to look at the boundaries of this property and opine on that?
I believe it's opining on this lot alone. But that said, if you could, just tell us about whether this is going to create any impact on the adjacent lots in terms of soil movement.
Sure. Right, so this development, as mentioned, stands on its own as far as our proposal. We're not proposing any movement onto any of the adjoining properties. In fact, I'm also working on an application for the 101 directly to the north for a different developer. And it's going to be very similar in nature, where we have retaining walls along the sides of the front because we need to cut that knob down. We'll have retaining walls in the rear in order to support a walkout basement. So it will really mirror, in essence, what we have going on as part of this proposal.
And we have no ability to predict, other than the second lot that we have, a soil application about to be filed. We don't know the timing on anything else, how long it's going to take to build other homes. So we could be out and swinging in the breeze for quite some time. The code says you go one lot at a time. That's what we're doing. If we didn't put the soil on the adjacent, on the neighboring lot in the subdivision, we'd have to take it off. We'd have to bring more soil in. What we're doing now, we think is an efficiency.
Councilman, is the concern runoff? Is that what I'm sort of hearing?
Sorry?
Councilman, is the concern runoff?
It's runoff, it's aesthetics, it's, there's, I think runoff and aesthetics are two of the things that, I'm concerned about.
Aesthetics we can't address, but Paul, is there concern about runoff based upon what they're planning to do?
No, I find the proposed stormwater management design with the correction that Mr. Vanderwalk just mentioned to be acceptable. Regarding Mr. Ullman's comment regarding the global nature of the development. So what I'll say to that is the applicant here, Washington Estates Holdings, owns all of these properties with the exception of two. One that he sold at number 83, which is the lot to the north that Mr. Vanderwalk spoke of, 1.01. And then I believe lot 1.04 is owned by another person, the daughter of the original subdivider of the property. So there is a continuity to it. So this developer has control of all the other lots, 6. So I don't believe there'll be any negative impact with developing one at a time. And then as far as the comment offered relative to the guide rail, I'll agree today, yes, there is no need to have a guide rail, but not knowing exactly what's going to happen with 95, just perhaps if there was, some need for a guide rail in the future that it would be established. But I agree with Mr. Vanderwalk, right? As it stands today, it's not necessary, but not knowing exactly what's happening with the grade on 95, that's something that, should be considered by the applicant. I'm sure he will agree to that condition if it were to be established as a condition.
So, and Mr. Adelino, I have one comment, and then maybe we can go through your report to address any comments that Counselor has not communicated to this board. I was a member of the planning board when this original application came up, the subdivision. Correct me if I'm wrong, weren't there a number of requirements that were stipulated in the original subdivision with respect to water runoff?
Yes, so those improvements are installed to date. So that's in place. Then this design elaborates on that design. So that design contemplated in a preliminary nature what was going to happen on the individual lots, which proposed dry well systems, an unspecified size of dry wells on each lot. So now that we know what size house we're building on these properties, what area is draining to the systems, you can size those. So the applicant has revised his calculations to be in accordance with the original design. So the design storm used is the 100-year design storm, which is the same design storm that was used for the overall subdivision improvement. So if you drive through this site, you'll see basically roadside swales that are infiltration systems. So the majority of the water will infiltrate into the soil. And then in the event that the soils become saturated and we have a crazy type of rain, there is an overflow pipe system that was installed to address that potential. Then there's a secondary storage system on the proposed lots 106 and 107, which basically front on Weirmus Road. In the rear yards of those two properties, there's a twin 30-inch HDPE pipe system with stone surround. So there's a substantial amount of storage to control the runoff from this site. So I believe stormwater is properly addressed both in the original subdivision design as well as in this particular site lot grading plan for 89.
Thank you. So then I think at this point, can we go through your report?
Okay, so this plan has been revised in accordance with the comments contained in my completeness memo dated October 2nd. So I find it to be substantially complete as presented, addressing the comments contained therein. Jumping to page 3, location description of the site. I think everybody knows where this is now. Plans show the one thing the applicant is made aware of is the tree removals are permitted. They are proposing to mitigate. I'll let Mr. Vanderwalk describe that in a minute. In addition to this approval, should the board grant its approval, there is then a second application or permit that must be acquired from the zoning officer, tree removal permit. So that's the second step of the process. Item number 3, Roman numeral 3, page 3 is a description of the applicant's proposal. It's a 2.5 story walkout basement structure, 8,358 square feet if you include the basement, 3-car garage, 6 bedrooms, 6.5 baths, which the neighborhood warrants that kind of construction. Plan also includes some outside improvements, in-ground swimming pool, retaining walls as described by Mr. Vanderwalk, and a stormwater management system as described on page 4 of 11 of my report. So the applicant is before the board in that he proposes to move more than 400 yards. In this case, 2,922 is the cut. I agree with the calculations provided by Mr. Vanderwalk. So as a major soil permit, the applicant is required to post certain additional deposits and fees. So that aspect has been taken care of at number 4. Number 5, there's a fee of $87,000, which is refunded to the developer once everything is complete. There is another fee of $730.50, which is based on 2,922 cubic yards at 25 cents a cubic yard, as stated under Township Section 565-7B of the code. Regarding Code Section 565-7C, there is an additional engineering inspection fee, 7%. In this case, $6,090 is required. We haven't commented on the zoning. The plans purport to conform to the zoning, so a subsequent application needs to be made to the zoning officer for his approval of the plan. I don't anticipate any variances being required, but that was not part of this review. Under lot grading plan review comments, as noted by Mr. Vanderwalk, there are a significant number of retaining walls on the site. Calculations have been provided to my office. They're quite comprehensive. I have not finished my review. I do note that the Applicant in the matter is the preparer of the calculations. He's a structural engineer by trade, so have a high degree of confidence in the accuracy of them. But I would like to discuss a couple things with him, should the board grant the approval. On page 7 of 11, stormwater management. Generally agree with the concept, just think that it needs to be expanded a little bit, which can be done in one of two ways, either adding more stone or an additional tank to the system, which that's calculations that Mr. Vanderwalk will provide. Now I'll hand off to Mr. Vanderwalk on the tree preservation and landscaping. If you could review with the board the tree removal and the proposal to replant the site.
Yeah, absolutely. Probably should have mentioned before in my direct testimony, but the ordinance has a tree replacement specifications as far as depending on the caliper size tree that's being removed, there's a certain replacement value. We had provided that table on the first sheet here. In the end, we are removing 17 trees in total, and then based on that replacement schedule, we have a requirement to have 34 replacement trees. So we provided on the sheet 1 a total of 9 Oklahoma red buds. This would be spaced along the frontage within the shade tree easement, and then also we have an additional one coming up the driveway, 2 more off to the side over here. So those are your more substantial shade trees along the street. I think it will definitely bring a great look to the street, especially if we mirror this on the other lots, which isn't the intent, at least on the 3 lots that I'm working on currently. And then the rest is infill of slender silhouette sweet gums. These are, while they're going to have the necessary planting specification to meet the ordinance, they can be grown a lot closer together than some other trees. So this allows us to stack a large number along the property lines to create a border between the neighboring lots, and thereby providing the 34 necessary.
So I would agree with that testimony offered by Mr. Vanderwalk. The only thing I would note is the original subdivision approval depicted trees within that same shade tree easement. Those were specified as sugar maples, I believe, or red maples. So
we could change it to match.
yeah, it's really a choice for the applicant. To me, they're probably equivalent types of trees as long as they're on the approved list of trees. But just that overall, there is a specified number of trees that are to be planted as shade trees within the subdivision that this applicant and the future applications will be required to adhere to that standard. Moving on to item D, height of the building. So they are below the permitted maximum height, but that involves the grading of the property. It's based on the average ground elevation around the home once it's constructed. So just recommend to make sure that the house is built to the proper elevation, that a roof ridge certification be made during the construction, so that you can nip it in the bud if there's the possibility of being greater than the permitted height. Building sewer connection, just need to confirm that the slope shown on the plan is in conformance with the plumbing subcode. The plans or the memorandum prepared by Mr. Vanderwalk states that no standby emergency generator is proposed.
Not at this time, no.
Okay, but if it were to be proposed, there is a section of the code that the applicant needs to adhere to those standards. There is a request for a waiver to show the topographic mapping of all surrounding lands within 100 feet of the perimeter property. Personally, I don't see the need for that. We have that information already as part of the overall subdivision. So I would recommend that the board grant that waiver. Then beyond that, there are development fees for affordable housing that need to be posted at a later date. That calculation is made by the tax assessor. There are applications. You would need the police department's approval for the route of travel, which if it's across the street, as Mr. Vanderwalk indicated, then obviously that's not such a big deal. Construction official for building permit, Tax assessor will do that fee calc, and then my office for revised plan, and then, as I mentioned, but did not include on that listing, the tree permit from the zoning officer. With that, that concludes my report, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Azzalita. Council, do you accept all of Mr. Azzalita's recommendations in this report?
Yes, subject to the one issue on the guide rail, which is open for discussion.
Great.
Right?
Thank you.
Correct, nothing else?
Yeah.
It just says pull out the trees, pull the 9 Oklahoma redbud. Is that, you're saying that it's okay to plant that, or should they be planting the one that the subdivision required?
Well, to me, they're equivalent. It's really just whether you're going to have a mix and match or going to have a uniform planting. But as I said, since the applicant has control of the majority of the lots along Gorga Place, and I don't know if he's discussed that in his dealings or sale of the 2 other lots or not. But that's a detail I believe that we can work out.
Does the applicant have a preference?
I don't think we do.
We don't have a preference, so it's something we'll just sort out and make sure we're consistent.
Okay. Any questions, comments from my fellow board members?
Is the electric above ground?
No, underground utilities in the neighborhood.
Okay, perfect. And then just, you mentioned that this property itself is going to be a net exporter.
Correct.
And although it was discussed, they're presenting routes to move it off-site. In reality, it's probably just going to be moved over to the adjoining property.
To here, lot 503. As Mr. Vandervalk indicated, my office is currently reviewing the revised submittal for lot 503, which is number 76 Gorga Place. So this is the property 89. So moving it up to here.
So does it, I know only from the development going on next to me, there's testing of the import of fill. Does this need to be tested, or?
I would say probably not, based on the fact that the original excavation that was done to cut in the road, to install all the utilities, there was a significant export, 6,000 or 7,000 yards from memory, which this applicant did in fact test that in order for him to legally dispose of it for other people to accept it. It was, I have the results, it was fine. So, but that was based on those soils at these locations, you know, where the road is and where the utilities are. You know, is it anticipated to be any different in the balance of the site? I don't think so, but I'll, you know, if the board feels that it is necessary, I mean, it's in the applicant's best interest to know that he's working with clean material. Perhaps it makes sense for the applicant to offer some testimony if he would like to comment on what we're talking about. He is here.
And then just continuing with that question about the fill, does it present a problem importing it to the other sites and it potentially being there, you know, fallow, for lack of a better term, that it, you know, is it going to be a pile of dirt there without, you know, is there silt, is there controls to control it on site until they kick off the development of that particular lot?
So the answer to that would be yes, as stated in my report. So the overall subdivision approval contemplated the development of the individual lots. So they have a current soil erosion and sediment control plan certification from the Bergen County Soil Conservation District. So if they were to stockpile any materials on 503, there would be, the proper erosion controls in place, hay bales, heavy-duty silt fence. It was my experience during construction that we didn't have a problem, that the erosion controls were well-maintained. Site was stabilized via hydro seeding, got pretty good results. So I don't see that as an issue. And in fact, Lot 503, I received the plans a week ago or so, 2 weeks maybe. So they do anticipate moving right into that, lot.
Okay.
So
Okay, thank you.
But Ms. Azzalina, to make it clear, we've never required other applicants to do soil testing of extraction of dirt. If they're, I know in cases where there's been like an existing home, but in this case, it was woodland, right? So the risk of having contamination in that soil, in your view, is it high or low?
like I say, I would say, given the results of the earlier investigation, which indicated that everything was clear, I don't see it as a
High risk.
likelihood. No, I do not.
If there was a reason, if there was some
Yeah.
potential dumping in the past, that would be another story, but there's no reason we know of, especially after Paul's testimony, that we want to test this soil.
So do we have to stipulate in the resolution that we're not requiring testing?
No, it's just the opposite. If we required it, I'd put it in the resolution. But it's never required unless it's in a resolution.
But don't we require it if we import soil to a site?
This application is export.
Yeah, so theoretically, you would be talking about when that second application comes in
Yes.
for lot 503. But if it truly is coming from 102, lot 89, then, as I said, based on the earlier test results, I would not anticipate any contamination.
Yeah, I mean, to be clear, I'm not talking about the export. You can export as much as you want, I assume, within the approval of the soil moving, but there is another lot in town that is going to be a net importer of that fill. And I believe that we have to, I believe the town requires testing of the import of fill. So the question is, are we going to waive that?
Council,
Let me.
the applicant, would he be willing to test the soil?
This is Sherry Valpar, he's applicant's principal. Just raise your right hand. Swear in.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Sadio. My name is Sharif Al-Far. I'm the operating managing partner for the subdivision. So during the initial phase one of the construction, where we put the road, we put all the utilities and all the electric and water, we did export 6,000 cubic yard of soil outside. And we did a very significant testing for the soil, and we gave it to Mr. Aslian to review, and it was very, very clean. And also, like you mentioned, Chairman, we all know the history of this property. It was a single-family home. It was a very small single-family home, and the rest of the 10 acre was just a wooded area, never developed, was never used anything. The soil is sandy soil that's very good quality structural and environmental, and we have not found any issues with all the testing we did, and we don't anticipate anything. And if it's a requirement by the board, we'll do it. It's not a significant cost, but it's not I agree with Mr. Asalina, it's really not, we don't expect anything. We forgot how we test, but we did a huge amount of testing as required when we exported the soil, and the soil is exactly the same.
Okay,
But if it's required by the board, we will do it.
okay. Thank you. Fellow board members, thoughts on the topic? You think it's required that they do soil testing?
I don't believe so, Mr. Chairman, and based on Mr. Azzalina's testimony.
I agree
We're
too.
moving it across the street, I think, literally, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think you're good.
Mr. Murphy, you agree? No soil test is required? Okay. Council, I think we're good on that requirement.
Good, thank you. That concludes my presentation.
Great, thank you. Any further comments before I open up the public portion? No. Do I have a motion to open the public comments?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Anyone in the audience would like to address this planning board on this application? No one in the audience? Anyone on video?
Yes, we have someone on video.
Okay.
Make it act.
Make it-
Coming on.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Can you hear me?
Yep, please state your name.
My name is Nicholas Farfalla. It's nice to meet you all. I'm sorry I couldn't be present tonight. My whole family has the flu, so I figured I'd spare you all of the sickness for the holidays.
Would appreciate that.
Can you please spell your last name?
It's Farfalla.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm the homeowner of Block 1101, Lot 9. So I'm the property directly behind the 503. I'm a little farther northwest of the lot that we're speaking about tonight. I'm coming to speak with you all about my issues I might have with potential land erosion that could potentially happen. About 25 years ago, there was development of 503, and the prior owner of my home left me all of the erosion problems that were caused by it, because the grading from the house that is proposed right now down to me into Van Emberg, all of our soil is very high in clay, which Mr. Azzalino might be able to tell you is not very good for water. There was about 3 years from the summer of 2000. I believe it was resolved sometime in 2003, where consistent stormwater erosion was occurring between my property, 720 and 734. To this day, I still see some issues, on the land caused by it. And in fact, I have a piece of paper here from Mr. Azzalino, your office. It says that there was severe erosion, stormwater runoff, that the hay bale, silt barriers, all of these things, none of these things were able to help. It took years trying to get it to fix. Even with the development that's been occurring so far, even without it being any major land developments, December 5th in the afternoon, a 80-foot tree snapped. It unrooted itself because of the development that's been going up there, and it landed in the 503 lot.
I've got to stop there.
Sure.
Because of the development, there's no proofs to that. I mean, if you're going to make a statement, make a statement. Don't make accusations, please.
I'm not trying to make accusations. This is my first council meeting. I'm just speaking. So we'll call it training wheels, because I'll be speaking with you again probably for the 503 when that occurs. My problem is that you've already shown that with minor development, a 200-year-old tree that was perfectly healthy has unrooted itself. I'm already having water runoff without any development yet. My backyard, anytime it rains, is complete puddle. The 30-inch PVE to road that separates my property with 734 does not take in the water very well, as stated by Mr. Azzalino. With these prior issues already on record 25 years ago, with the issues that are already starting to occur with the December 5th, 2024 tree, I think that the council should heavily consider that this could cause a great deal of erosion. Even with the retaining walls, it's going to potentially cause problems for 734, 720. I really don't know what we could do. Mr. Vandervoort, your 17 tree removal, you're down one already. But I want to thank you guys all for your time. And I just wanted to bring this information because this is a corner. I know you guys deal with a lot of permits, proposals on a daily basis, but this little corner of our town, I'm here every day. I really respect Mr. Ullman's questions. Thank you very much. And I'd like just what I spoke about today to be in the council's mind.
No, thank you very much for your comment. What I would like to do is, Councilor Mr. Vanderbilt, would you like to address some of his comments?
Yeah, happy to do so. I think just a quick clarifying question, if you don't mind.
Sure.
You mentioned you're on 1101 lot 9, which is behind lot 5.
So between these papers, between the old zones, the lot numbers have changed a lot. I'm 1101-9.
But so you're behind a house that's already exists and is not part of this subdivision.
Oh, so then I misunderstood the 503. So I'm sorry about that. But that is the lot, the adjacent lot to the one we're speaking about tonight that had this erosion. It's in the same grade. It's in the same culvert where that water's supposed to do. Stormwater
Yeah, just to clarify, I mean, we're 2 lots. The subject application is actually 2 lots, lot 5 that he's speaking about, which he's behind. So he is within the 200 feet. You can see we can clip that back corner, but he's not downhill of this property. As to the comment about the tree, we don't know if it was healthy. We don't even know what lot it was on when it fell. So placing blame on the development that's going on, I think, is a little bit far-fetched unless there's some expert testimony about that. As far as stabilization, certainly the retaining walls, we talked about the extensive structural calculations that were done in that regard to stabilize the slope there.
Well, more importantly, we need to meet all these soil erosion and drainage measures that the state has required and that are being monitored here locally, correct?
That's correct. We're not seeking any waivers or deviations.
Well, thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
I'm not a professional in this regard. I'm just a neighbor, a concerned neighbor.
Oh, but thank you for voicing your comments this evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else would like to address, please? Please state your name.
Good evening, Brian. Good evening, Peter. Good evening, George. Mark Mason, 723 Van Am Park. My lot actually looks across at Mr. Farfalla across the avenue. So I am further down the ridge. I pay attention to what's going on where his lot is concerned for obvious reasons, besides the fact that we're friends. That he should move into a home that incurred as much damage to the swimming pool area, the top of his lot. That would be the westernmost corner, that which is closest to the Gorgon development area. My heart goes out to him. So I should think that Mr. Ullman's comment about taking a more holistic view is a point well taken, particularly in light of the fact that a developer might be developing or working on not just 1, not just 2, not just 3 lots, but 6 at a time. Thank you for your concern on behalf of my friend Nicholas, obviously, but on behalf of another concerned neighbor, simply because we like to retain the character of this little community that we call home. Thanks.
Thank you. Council, would you like to address any comment?
Yes, just again, we've crossed our T's, dotted our I's. We went through great rigors to produce the plans that are here before you tonight. They cover all the bases in terms of the requirements under the code, under state law, under your engineer's review, and they all pass muster. These are the standards we must use That's the law. We're following the law. We would ask you for your approval here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Do I have a motion to close the public comments?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, moving on, do I have a motion to approve this application?
I'll make a motion to approve, Chairman.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. Roll call?
Mr. Carroll,
Yes.
Mr. Murphy,
Yes.
Mr. Polito,
Yes.
Mr. Tool,
Yes.
Mr. Toro,
Yes.
Councilman Ullman.
So I'm going to vote yes, but I just like it noted that I am voting yes based on the requirement that we look at this as a standalone application and that our opinion on the holistic view of the development can't be an influence. So I'm voting yes.
Mayor Murray,
Yes.
Chairman Spino.
Yes. Application is approved.
Thank you very much. I hope you all have a great holiday. Happy
You also.
New Year.
Same to you. Okay, on to the next order of business. There is no old business. Going on to the minutes. Any comments on the November 19th, 2025 minutes? Comment? No. Thoughts? None? No. Okay, do I have a motion to approve November 19th, 2025 minutes? Motion.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Carroll,
Yes.
Mr. Murphy,
Yes.
Mr. Polito,
Yes.
Mr. Tool,
Yes.
Mr. Toro,
Yes.
Councilman Ullman,
Yes.
Chairman Spino.
Yes.
Thank you, Tyler.
Next, can you please close the door? Thank you. November 19th, 2025, full session. Any comment on the minutes? None. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Carroll,
Yes.
Mr. Murphy,
Yes.
Mr. Polito,
Yes.
Mr. Tool,
Yes.
Mr. Toro,
Yes.
Councilman Ullman,
Yes.
Chairman Spino.
Yes. Okay. Next agenda item, before we go into closed session, any board member have any comments, thoughts, opinions that they would like to express to the planning board?
Yes, Chairman, I have one. It's with sadness that I announced that member Brian Murphy's term is up this year, and he is asked to not be reappointed to the board. So, Brian, I know we'll all miss you, but wish you the best. But your term is still good through the end of the year. So if you come to your senses and change your mind, I will happily reappoint you. But with that being said, if any planning board member knows of anyone who would like to be on the board, please put them in touch with me. Or if you want to be a conduit between me and them, I will be looking for someone to replace Brian Murphy, which will not be an easy task. But Brian, we appreciate all the wisdom, experience you brought to the position, and your letter to me was very heartwarming, and I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Should we summon Chair Palmentieri to talk to the now use can't leave? One of the greatest lines.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sir.
Use can't.
Yeah, I understand.
I actually bought his wine recently at the, we did a signing.
Okay.
That's great act.
You know, Brian, what, 16 years?
16, yeah.
Both you and I came on.
16.
Yeah.
Brian and I came on the board the same meeting, right?
Yeah.
Was it? Wow.
16 years ago.
Don't get any ideas, Lenny.
Come on, I took it this time to get away from my wife. I hang out with the guys.
I hope she doesn't watch
This
these
is being recorded. That's bullshit.
Wait a minute, we're not in closed session.
Great, like that.
So,
Let's see what the minutes say next meeting.
yeah, but, Brian, yeah, we're gonna definitely miss you and gonna miss your, well, your input over the years, but it's all have your cell numbers, so.
Yes, you do.
Exactly, yeah. Thank you for your service.
Yes.
Brian.
Thank you. No, I appreciate it. It was quite an honor this last 16 years. And to your point, Lenny, it's been a huge learning experience and an excellent experience, and feel like we've done a lot of good for the town. So I feel like I'm leaving on good terms and leaving everything in good hands with your leadership.
Thank you. Thank you. Great. We're going to go into closed session, and we do not anticipate that there won't be an open session will not be necessary. Do we have a motion to enter into closed session?
Motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Grace motion.